Say, let us study nuclear fission. Say, what is nuclear fission? Say, as the name itself indicates, the nuclear fission is a process in which a heavy nucleus splits up into two lighter nuclei. Say, soon after the discovery of neutron by Chadwick, Fermi found that when a neutron bombarded with heavy element which produces so many radioactive elements. See, suppose in case of uranium-235, see, when a uranium-235 absorbs a slow neutron, see, uranium-235 92 absorbs a slow neutron, becomes a heavy nucleus, uranium-236. See, this uranium-236 exists about 10 power minus 6 second. It splits into two lighter nuclei, barium 141 56 and krypton 92 36 plus 3 neutrons emitted in this nuclear fission reaction, along with a large amount of energy is released. See, along with a huge amount of energy is released in this nuclear fission process. So, therefore, what is nuclear fission? The fission is a process in which a heavy nucleus splits up into two lighter nuclei. See, along with this, the large amount of energy is released in this nuclear fission reaction. Where this energy come from? See, it is found that the mass of this uranium-236 is greater than the sum of masses of these two nuclei. So, therefore, this mass difference appeared in the form of energy in the nuclear fission reaction. See, the mass defect in this nuclear reaction is about delta M is equal to 0.2146 AMU. See, using Einstein mass energy relation, we can convert this mass into energy, that is E equal to delta M into 931.5 MeV. See, we know that 1 AMU is equal to 931.5 MeV. So, therefore, E equal to delta M 0.2146 into 931.5 MeV. See, this energy is approximately equal to 200 MeV. See, so much of energy is released due to nuclear fission reaction. See, using a small amount of matter, we can produce a huge amount of energy. This is the advantage of nuclear fission reaction. But the disadvantage is, in every nuclear fission reaction, so many nuclear radioactive elements are produced. Okay. These are highly radioactive and harmful to human beings. See, in each nuclear fission reaction doesn't produce barium and krypton. See, one more example. See, when a slow neutron absorbed by uranium-235 92 produces a heavy element 236 92, which emits the two lighter nuclei xenon 140 54 plus xenon 140 54 plus xenon 140 and strontium 94 38 plus 2 neutrons emitted. Okay. See, along with this, the energy is released in this nuclear fission reaction also. So, nuclear fission reaction doesn't produce always barium and krypton, which also produces the nuclei like xenon and strontium. Okay. See, nuclear fission reaction is a very fast process. This will continue till all the uranium nuclei undergo disintegration. So, this becomes, in a fraction of time, this becomes a very high explosive reaction. See, in a nuclear fission reaction, a large amount of energy is released along with 2 or 3 neutrons produced. See, this is suppose one neutron initiates one nuclear fission reaction. See, this is uranium 235 92 absorbs a slow neutron, produces 3 neutrons. See, this process produces 3 neutrons. Okay. See, these 3 neutrons again initiate 3 more number of nuclear fission reactions. See, this one absorbed by one uranium 235 nucleus. Again, the second neutron absorbed by one more uranium 235 92 atom. And the third one also absorbed by one more uranium 235 atom. Again, there are 3 nuclear fission reactions initiated. So, these 3 nuclear fission reactions emit again each emit 3 neutrons. So, therefore, a total number of neutrons emitted in this process equal to 9. See, 9 neutrons are emitted. See, this type of nuclear reaction is called nuclear chain reaction. See, this nuclear chain reaction continues till all the fissionable material undergo disintegration. See, this may leads to a highly explosive reaction. Very commonly used term in this nuclear chain reaction is called multiplication factor. See, the multiplication factor is denoted by, see, multiplication factor denoted by symbol K. Multiplication factor is defined as the ratio of rate of number of neutrons produced to the rate of number of neutrons lost. See, this ratio is called the multiplication factor. So, multiplication factor K is the ratio of rate of number of neutrons produced to the rate of number of neutrons lost. See, if this multiplication factor K is equal to 1, then the nuclear fission reaction is critical. Controllable nuclear reaction takes place. See, if this K value is greater than 1, then it is subcritical and it may leads to explosive. And finally, K is less than 1, then the nuclear fission reaction may slowly stops. Let us study nuclear reactor. See, what is a nuclear reactor? See, nuclear reactor is a device in which a controlled nuclear fission reaction takes place. See, we have studied the nuclear fission. What is nuclear fission? A nuclear fission is a process in which a heavy nucleus splits into 2 lighter nuclei. See, this is a simplified diagram of a nuclear reactor. See, a nuclear reactor mainly consists a nuclear core. This is called the core of the reactor, which contains heavy water, fuel and control rods. And then this is the steam generator, this is turbine, this is electric generator, this is steam condenser. These are the different essential parts of the nuclear reactor. Let us study how a nuclear reactor converts nuclear energy into electrical energy. See, in the case of nuclear fission, see, when a uranium nucleus, uranium 235, is used as the fuel in the nuclear core of the reactor. This uranium 235 absorbs a slow neutron and undergo fission produces a large amount of energy along with 2 or 3 neutrons emitted in each nuclear fission reaction. Since this energy produced in the core of the nuclear reactor sent to the steam generator. See this high pressure and high temperature water flows through the steam generator and produces a steam. This steam fed to the turbine. The steam turns the turbine and produces the electric power. The wasted steam is fed to the steam condenser. The wasted steam again cooled and produces water. This water again pumped to the steam generator. Okay. See, this is the process how the nuclear energy is converted into electrical energy. But in this process, so many problems are there. Such a problem is to initiate the nuclear fission reaction. See, how to initiate or how to continue a sustainable nuclear fission reaction. A sustainable nuclear fission reaction can be achieved only we can slow down the neutrons produced in each nuclear fission reaction. See, in case of nuclear fission reaction, neutrons produced have very high energy, about 2 MeV. See, these high energetic neutrons cannot initiate the nuclear fission reaction. We must slow down those neutrons to thermal energies about 0.04 MeV. To achieve this, the moderator is used. Moderator slow downs the neutron and hence their energy decreases. They can easily absorbed by the nucleus of uranium and hence initiate nuclear fission reaction. So, therefore, to slow down the neutrons, the moderator like heavy water is used. Control rods are used to absorb the excess neutrons produced in each nuclear fission reaction. Control rods like boron and cadmium rods are used. Okay. So, in each nuclear fission reaction, the energy produced is sent to the heat energy produced is sent to the steam generator in which the steam is generated. This steam is fed to the turbine. Turbines runs and produces electric power. Again the wasted steam is passes through the steam condenser. See, this is the coolant which passes through the steam condenser and cools down the steam, and the water, the low pressure water produced here, this again the low pressure water pumped to the steam generator. See, this is this forms the primary loop and this forms the secondary loop. So, let us study nuclear fusion. See, what is nuclear fusion? The nuclear fusion is a process in which a heavy nucleus in which two lighter nuclei combine to form a heavy nucleus. See, in case of two hydrogen, say two hydrogen combine to form one H2, a deuterium plus positron plus neutrino plus energy 0.42 MeV of energy is released. This process is called nuclear fusion. See, in this nuclear fusion, compared to the nuclear fission, the energy released per fusion is less. But in case of nuclear fission, the energy released per fusion will be more. See, one more comparison, that in case of nuclear fission, so many radioactive nuclei are emitted and they are highly radioactive and harmful to human beings. But in case of nuclear fusion, no radioactive elements emitted. Okay. See, nuclear fusion produces energy also. Okay. See, in case of sun and stars, the main source of energy is nuclear fusion. See, a cycle which explains the energy generation in stars is called proton-proton cycle. See, proton-proton cycle. See, 1H1 plus 1H1 produces a deuteron plus energy plus energy along with a positron. See this 1H1 again combined with 1H2 produces 2He3 plus energy. See this again 1H1 combined with 2He3 produces a helium nucleus 2He4 plus E plus energy. This is positron, antiparticle of electron. And see 4 hydrogen nuclei combine and produce a helium nucleus and 2 positron plus energy is released. See this is called the nuclear fusion reaction. It is called the proton-proton cycle. See using proton-proton cycle nuclear fusion reaction, the energy is generated in stars and in sun. This energy generated is called the stellar energy. To achieve nuclear fusion, we must require a very high temperature, about 10 power 6 Kelvin. We require the energy needed to achieve nuclear fusion reaction is about 10 power 6 Kelvin. See, it is very highly impossible to have such a high temperature. So, therefore, it is very difficult to achieve nuclear fusion reaction to takes place. So, to achieve nuclear fusion reaction, the high temperature is produced using nuclear fusion reaction. See, when you bring 2 nuclei, see hydrogen, 1 proton and another hydrogen contains 1 proton. See, when these 2 nuclei come very close to each other, the Coulomb repulsive force increases. As the Coulomb repulsive force increases, it is very difficult to fuse the 2 nucleus together. So, to overcome this problem, we must have a very high temperature. So, when the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the 2 nuclei increases. So, to overcome the Coulomb barrier, we must increase the temperature of the 2 nucleus, so that they gain high kinetic energy and they can fuse together. Say in the chapter nuclei, let us study the important questions will be asked in board examination. See, the first one is the properties of a nucleus. See, properties of nucleus. See, what are the properties of nucleus? The properties of nucleus are nuclear charge, nuclear mass, nuclear size, nuclear density and nuclear spin. So, it can be asked for 3 or 5 mark. Okay. The next question is nuclear binding energy. Nuclear binding energy. Nuclear binding energy. Nuclear, what is nuclear binding energy? Define specific binding energy and explain specific binding energy curve. Okay. Next one, types of nuclei. Types of nuclei. See, 1 or 2 mark question, it is a 1 or 2 mark question. Types of nuclei. So, there are different types of nuclei, say isotope, isobar, isomers and isotones. Okay. So, the next question is nuclear forces. What are nuclear forces? Nuclear forces. What are nuclear forces? And explain the characteristics of nuclear forces. So, it will be asked for 5 mark. What are nuclear forces? And explain the characteristics of nuclear forces. Okay. And next, radioactivity. See, in the study of radioactivity, we have studied the decay law. decay law, and we have derived an expression n equal to n naught into e to the power minus lambda into t. So, decay law and derive the expression n equal to n naught into e to the power minus lambda into t. See, the question will be like this: state decay law and derive the expression n equal to n naught into e to the power minus lambda into t. The next question is the half life of a radioactive element. Half life. What is half life? What is half life? And derive the expression for half life. Derive expression for half life. T of is equal to 0.693 divided by lambda. Define decay constant lambda. Define decay constant lambda, and then define mean life. Define mean life, and give the relation between half life and mean life. The next one is the alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay. See, there are three types of decay: alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay. Explain alpha decay, explain beta decay and explain gamma decay. Okay. So, next one is the conversion of atomic energy 1 AMU into MeV. So, one more question is nuclear fission. Say, what is nuclear fission? Give an example and explain the fission process. So, nuclear fission. And then nuclear fusion and nuclear reactor. The nuclear reactor. Explain the construction and working of a nuclear reactor. Okay, by drawing a schematic diagram of a nuclear reactor, explain the function of a nuclear reactor. And Einstein mass energy relation, E equal to mc square. So, these are the expected questions from the chapter nuclei.